Okay, now we're ready. Okay, now we're ready. All right, I'll give everyone just a couple of seconds to come on in here. Apparently, the Odyssey made a shit ton of money. Kidoki, let's start this off. All right. This is the best chicken marinade from Grilling with Dad. Never heard of it.
If you're looking for something different than a regular grilled chicken with some barbecue sauce, you should definitely give this one a try. It is a delicious, a simple recipe. My kids loved it, whole family. So we made it, I think, on Saturday for the first time. By Tuesday, they were asking for me to make it. Welcome back to the channel. Summer is here in full swing. We took a little bit of a break from making our long form videos, but we are back and we're going to kick things off with a brand new summer grilling series. And the idea behind it is to show you some simple and easy to make recipes that you can create outside on the grill that are a little bit different from your standard barbecue sauce and chicken type of dishes. These will include marinades, different flavor profiles, but things that are still very approachable, very easy to make, that everybody's going to love. First up, we're gonna make this delicious honey mustard and garlic chicken recipe. Now, I know this doesn't sound like a typical barbecue chicken dish or a summer grilling dish.
Not the biggest fan of adding honey to something that that's still raw, because honey has a shit ton of sugar in it, and sugar burns.
But trust me, this one is delicious. We've made this a couple times already, and it was so good. Now, I got this recipe from Bob, known as Every Day is Feast Day on social media. If you don't follow him, be sure to check out his page because he's got some awesome recipes, tips, and tricks. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna start by grating down about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic, and it's really best to grate them down using a grater because you want to get it nice and fine. If you don't have one of these, you can use a knife, you can use minced garlic, but this method is honestly the best. You get a maximum garlic flavor out of all your garlic. Plus it distributes much better throughout the marinade this way. To my grated garlic, I'm gonna add equal amounts of Dijon mustard and honey. Okay. Since I'm doing a whole chicken for this recipe, I'm gonna go with about a cup of each. And as you can see, I'm not even really measuring these out, just kind of eyeballing it. And this is more than fine. So, like I said, about a cup. It looks like about a cup or so. And as long as the amounts are roughly equal of the honey and the Dijon, you'll be fine. All right, perfect. Next, I'm going to add a splash of white vinegar for some acidity, a little tanginess. So I'm going to say about a tablespoon or 2. For the seasoning, I'm going with my all-purpose barbecue rub. This is a mix of salt, pepper, garlic, paprika. You can also just use regular salt and pepper, but using this one just brings a whole lot more flavor to this recipe. Whisk all these ingredients together just to get this roughly combined. Ooh, smells so good with that minced garlic or that grated garlic. Ooh, nice. Okay, so seeing this is what it's looking like right now. And we are almost there. Next up, the last ingredient is just olive oil. So I'm gonna add this in slowly while continuously whisking. And this is just gonna help emulsify the marinade, mix in the oil. And I'm gonna go with about a cup of the oil after everything's said and done.
All right, let's get to the chicken.
And cooking a whole chicken on a grill. And like I said, the first time that we tried this recipe, we did it with boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and they were delicious. So if you don't want to cook a whole chicken, you can use chicken thighs, you can use a chicken breast. Really, anything here will work. But let's cut this guy in half just to make it easier. Plus, it'll look kind of cool grilling up a half a chicken. So first up, I'm gonna flip this guy over. And you can use it to make a chicken stock or a gravy, really anything. Now that the here we go, 2 nice chicken halves. This is also a good time to trim any excess fat, like this right here. See, a lot of times, right here under the breast and the inside. Bit of meat, so there is really good coverage. One other thing to mention, if you're doing this with skin on chicken, is you want to raise the skin a little bit. See, just like so. Let's get this guy fired up. So I like using my chimney to start my charcoal. It's the quickest way, super easy.
Ooh, I'm not the biggest fan of this.
Fill this up with Kingsford.
Chicken over a direct charcoal fire, even if it is briquettes, is not a good idea. Chicken does not do well with high heat.
Uh-oh. There we go.
And that's
We're
a
gonna
hell of a
go
lot
with
of
a full
charcoal.
chimney here. Now, to light it, there's a couple different ways. You just want to be sure you stay away from that lighter fluid. You can use little starter cubes, little tumbleweeds, or if you're out of that, just take a paper towel, soak that with some oil, so slow down the burning process. And then just light that on fire. There we go. Chimney goes on top. And it's going to take about 15-20 minutes. Charcoal's going to ignite, and we'll be ready to grill up the chicken. Charcoal is in, so I'm going to set up a dual zone cooking method. So we're going to have the hot side and a cool side. So when the chicken starts to get a little toasty, we can move it over to the indirect heat side. So you just want to move your coals to one side of the grill.
This is risky.
And if you're doing this on a gas grill, which charcoal is better, but if you're making this on a gas grill, just do the same thing. Fire up your burners on one side of the grill, leave the other side off, and you can just move the chicken between one zone and the other. But yeah, this is kind of what you're going for. Now I'm going to move the grate over, and I know some of you are going to ask, so the grill that I'm cooking this on, this is a Nomad suitcase style grill. It's called the suitcase grill because, see, it looks like a suitcase. So this thing is great if you're traveling, tailgating, camping, you can take it with you. You've got 2 cooking areas, so you can cook on this side or on this side, or you can close the whole thing up and keep all that heat inside. But really awesome grill. After the grate gets nice and hot, is a good time to scrape it clean. This just gets all those burned bits off from your last cook and makes it ready for this next one. That is looking pretty good. So again, hot side, cool side. Very important, especially when you're cooking or grilling skin on chicken. All right, so now it's time to put the chicken on. It was sitting in the marinade for about 2 hours or so. I took it out of the fridge about 20 minutes ago just to take some of the chill off the chicken. So I got it sitting right here. Ooh, wow. Oh, this marinade smells so good. But here, check this out. Because of all the honey and the mustard, this marinade just sticks to this chicken, to the meat. This is looking so good. So we're gonna start the chicken over the coals on the direct heat side, and I'm gonna go meat side down or skin side up. There you go, just let some of this drip off, and we're going directly over the coals. Get some of the char, some of that nice color on there.
Okay, this is not my favorite way to do chicken.
The other half. Oh yeah, look at that. So the dual zone.
Then again, I'd never use a suitcase grill.
Setup allows you now to move the chicken to the indirect.
That's a hell of a lot of smoke for chicken.
Heat side, so when this side gets a little bit more charred up, we can just move it over to the indirect heat side so the chicken doesn't burn. But I'm going to leave it like this.
Your chicken's
for about
burning!
The first 10 minutes or so. We'll keep an eye on this undercarriage, making sure nothing is burning. It's looking and smelling really good. One more thing to point out, when you're cooking this at home, be sure to leave the grill open, especially when the chicken is on the direct heat side, because as the marinade drips down on the coals, it's going to create a lot of smoke, and that smoke is just going to stick to the marinade and get your chicken all dirty and sooty looking. So You can leave the lid open if it's on the high heat side, and only
Again,
close it
this
if
is
it's on the
not the
indirect heat
type
side.
of grill to do this with. It's too small.
It's been about 10 minutes. Let's give this guy a flip. So now we're going skin side down.
That's
Ooh,
already
look at that.
not
Nice little
terrible.
char on the undercarriage here. So we'll go skin side down for just a minute or so. This is going to burn pretty quickly. We got to keep an eye on it. Oh, this thing is looking great here. Let's flip this one too. Oh yeah.
I don't know
I
unless
mean,
the
grilled
coal's
chicken
got...
over charcoal. It's got to be one of the best foods there is. All right, chicken's been going for about 45
Hello,
minutes.
Juice.
It is almost ready. Let me show you what we are working with here.
Okay, that got Chernobyl.
Look at that. This guy got a little bit more char on there, but that's okay. It's okay. Look at that beautiful color. That skin's nice and crispy. This one is almost ready. We'll go another minute or so. So we did a couple minutes skin side down, skin side up, and then we finished on the indirect heat side of the grill to prevent it from burning any further. But you want to cook this to about 160 internal temperature in the breast. Now we're going to pull it off, let it rest for about 10 minutes, and the carryover cooking is going to raise that temperature and make it juicy, tender, and absolutely delicious. But yeah, these chicken halves are looking so good. All right, chicken is done, rested, and looking and smelling absolutely amazing. So all that's left to do is to try it out. So I'm going for my favorite part, which is the drumstick.
My least favorite part of the chicken, but yeah, I'm sorry, this looks kind of burnt. That's just me though. Well, let's keep on with the chicken. This is honey mustard, chicken and potatoes in one skillet.
All right, folks, look, you done read the title. I'll go over it again. We making a honey mustard chicken thighs, and check this out. We finna use some baby potatoes, you know, with it, right? With some garlic. I don't like over talk it. This is like super easy to make. You know what I mean? Big on flavor. You can serve this on top of, you know, with a side of rice.
You know, for smoking and grilling, this guy doesn't do a lot of smoking and doesn't do a lot of grilling.
Guys, you know,
I still love his videos, but I'm just saying.
It's endless what you can do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and preheat this oven. So all I do is I hit bake. You guys do whatever, you know, however you preheat your own oven, right? And I hit start. Now look, I'm gonna open this up. Rack placement is gonna be key, folks. Now you see how I have this here? It's gonna heat from the top, and we wanna have everything dried out, right? So we can get a little bit of a decent bite on the skin. So when it's up like this, I like to take this, drop this down, right, to about this level here, and that way we don't burn the top of our skin, but we still go ahead and heat it up, you know, so it'll be nice and dry and give us a little bit of crisp. Okay, like always.
You sure that heat's coming in from the top?
You know, I like to just run over the ingredients so you guys can see.
Because mine comes from the bottom in my oven.
I've already washed and patted dry, you know, my chicken thighs, so those are here, right here, right? And these ingredients you see, don't forget, they're on my website. That's smokingandgrillingwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, and we're gonna do a little bit of trimming. I get rid of some of this extra skin that comes on there. Now this all really depends on what brand that you guys use, right? So once I got it trimmed, because we basically want to make sure this looks good. Remember, presentation makes the food taste even better. I know it sounds strange, folks, but when you're proud of it, you put your heart in it, you know what it's gonna look like, you work hard, you do everything right, and everybody that eats your food just says, oh, AB, or your name, they say, hey, your food is just always the best. All right, so I've trimmed them all. You guys can see. I leave a little bit of this fat on here, and if you notice, when I put them down, I kind of like do this. Look, I put them down, I kind of like tuck them. You know what I mean? I just like this presentation, you know, the best, right? Now, you guys can see that they all been patted dry after me, you know, washing them. They trimmed. Now, the reason we pat them dry is we want to get a little bit of crisp in there. Now, some of you guys are going to ask, why do we pat them dry and then we turn around and then hit it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and put it on top? This right here is extra virgin olive oil, true enough, but it's garlic infused, right? So we infusing it with a little bit of flavor, but mainly, I ain't gonna say mainly. And another reason is it's gonna be a binder to help, you know, our salt, pepper, or whatever profile that we gonna put on this chicken as far as the seasoning go. That's why we do it, folks. Now, I'm gonna take these And I'm gonna put these upside down like this, right? Now I just told you guys we're gonna use salt and pepper.
Sorry, I just had to order
we're gonna
something
make
from
this,
Amazon
you know,
real quick.
it's gonna be a honey mustard chicken, right? Real nice. So if you guys like any chicken and you like sweet and savory, then this is the recipe for you. So let me go ahead and just get these over here away from the edge. And we're gonna season right here on our cutting board. All right, got them all turned over. Now I'm gonna show you guys a couple little options right here, right? This right here is Branch and Vine Uplands, which is on my website also. I'm gonna get that out the way. Look, this is the bacon sea salt, which is a vegan product. No animal, no nothing was, you know, used in this to make it. Now this has salt in here also. Then we got kosher salt. And then I always grind fresh, you know, black pepper, right? So it's up to you. Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take my extra virgin olive oil and just go ahead and, what we wanna do is we wanna build a little bit of flavor, right? So I'm gonna go in here and just rub these, make sure we got it all over the place because we want our seasoning to stick, right? Now, when I put these, you'll see, when I put these in the, you know, skillet, because we're gonna brown them, all right? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and do it like this now. Now, my glove has olive oil already on it. You guys get to, you know, the point and the message. We just wanna make sure we got enough on here. That's the flavor, and you can smell it too. If you guys not cooking with an infused olive oil, and a lot of times you guys know that I love to just cook with the garlic. You know they got all kind of infused extra virgin olive oils. Man, you can go scallion. That's another one of my favorites. I mean, just so many things we can do, right? What we're trying to do is just get that same old out of here and quit making them same 11 or 12 different, you know, recipes we make for the whole month.
All right.
Now,
come on.
you see
Season
I
it up.
went skin side down first, right? Put it like this. Give it some time. I'm gonna turn these over, put on another glove. Oh, before we do that, fresh cracked black. Hey, answer this down in the comment section below. How many of y'all are using one of these, you know, pepper grinders?
I have
All
for
right,
your
so now
decades.
I'm gonna turn these over and we're gonna do the same thing. Now, if you guys are wondering why I did the flesh,
All
you know,
right.
first,
Let's skip a
'cause
bit.
I like for that to stay on there as long as possible. Right, but this is good. We don't want to
Oh,
fry
okay.
it. We just want to
Much
get it,
larger
you know,
than I
like we
thought.
got, you know, that heat right there is it, right? So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this just like that. We just browning, folks.
And this is where
You
the
know, that
jackass
heat
in the corn
right there.
cob costume decides to say, "You know, I didn't have this."
Is it, right? So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put this just like that. We just browning, folks.
Well, it's 10. It tastes 10,000 times better. Pepper grinders are dirt cheap. It's just a better product overall.
You know what? Let's go ahead. I'll hit the outside. I wasn't gonna do that. You know what I mean? But this skillet is big enough, and then we could do a little.
The exceptions, I guess, would maybe be for things like spice rubs. But no, if I'm cooking meat and and pepper is going to be one of the season, you bet your ass it's going to be fresh ground.
Rotation as we go, right? So, just like you guys see. Now,
And it always freaks my brother out how much pepper I put on my shit. He's like, "You're going to be able to eat that?" It's like, dude, you've known me for 44 years. Yes!
after I get this in here, I'm actually gonna raise this heat up a little bit, right? We probably go with a medium-high flame now.
I put it on my pasta all the time. I've never put it on salad. Maybe I'll have to try that.
All right, let's grab this one, and we put that right there. Let me go ahead and take a picture of that because that looks good. You know what, I use these pictures as I'm, you know, filming, so when you guys go to the website, when you're looking at the instructions, I can show this picture at this point inside of the, you know, the recipe instructions. Now, I went ahead and moved my cast iron over here on the actual stove, You know what I mean? So this will be a little bit better, so I don't have to use my gas, you know, on my propane stove on the sink, right? Now,
Ran out of butane.
I want to talk to you guys about when to flip these, right? So when we lift these up, if it, you want to do, actually this is what you want to do. You want to move it. It's not quite, oh, there it is, it's ready. If you just give this a little bit of a nudge, you know what I mean? It'll tell you that it's not sticking, right? A couple of these pieces need a little bit more. So since this one moved, we'll turn this over and we'll look at that. Because all we're doing right now is just browning. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this over.
Yeah, that was the biggest revelation from Europeans. Are like, oh my God, what is this amazing thing? It's fucking ranch dressing. It's like, what the hell are you people eating over in Europe? And you're supposed to have superior culinary creations to me? I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend any. Actually, I don't give a shit if I offend someone. British food is the worst food on the planet. Sorry, Brits. There's a reason your top restaurants are all French.
Over like this, and we leave that alone, right? Now this one here, we look at that. That can do.
I mean, I'm sorry. You guys are the ones that came up with beans on toast and bubble and squeak.
A little bit more. So this is how we do that. Because the heat is concentrated in the middle, I'll move this over here on that side. We'll put this underneath the heat, and we're just gonna continue to let this, you know, cook.
Like, their eyes exploded when they had barbecued ribs for the first time. Yes, Americans might be obese, we might not live as long, but goddammit, we eat good. And we're all gonna die anyway.
In actuality, I'm gonna try to bring this a little bit closer. Actually, all of these is ready to, you know, to be.
I do like sausage rolls, I'll say that.
Flipped. It's really just getting the look that we're looking for, right? Because we're gonna cook this in the
But
oven.
of course, that's like their junk food, so of course it's delicious. Although the big thing that they can't believe is we have this thing, it's called air conditioning. Apparently over in merry old England and other parts of Europe, they're like, well, the climate crisis is really getting into full swing and we want to do our part and die. More people die from heat-related shit over in England than our entire, and keep in mind, we got like 10 times the people. More people die from heat-related problems over in England and Europe than our entire gun deaths. And most of our gun deaths are self-inflicted.
Right, so we'll just let it go a little longer. Now the browning process, that's up to you guys, right? I've been turning these over. Let's look at the bottom of here. Oh yeah. Now we'll put this over here. Now this process takes, if you had a medium-high heat, your pan probably will, your skillet will be a little bit smaller than this. This probably only take you about 5-6 minutes for you to achieve the color that you're looking for.
Yeah, and basically, to all the leftist jackasses, can we switch? I'll take the Europeans that love my country, and we can send you over to the socialist European shitholes that you like. Because you're really going to hate living there. Their personal income taxes are higher, but their VAT taxes are through the roof. VAT taxes are also known as sales taxes.
I'm loving what I'm seeing right here. And again, we're not cooking this to 165 or better, right? We just putting a little color on here. All of that dark spots that you see right there, that's flavor, folks. All right, so it's been about 4 minutes on this medium high, right? Again, we're not trying to cook this.
I like to say that America basically, we took everyone's cuisine. Like, American cuisine is a cuisine that has damn near no rules. Oh, you want to make a carbonara, but you want to put it with smoked pork rib meat? Go ahead. Let's try it.
so that it's gonna be totally cooked, right? We're gonna finish it up in the oven. That's when we're gonna temp it and get everything going, right? So what I got myself here is a baking sheet, right? I got me a baking pan, and then I got a cooling rack on top. So now I just take this and we look at the bottom. You see that right there? Yes. Now I'm gonna take this off, all of these out, excuse me.
Or at least
And we'll
with
just put
me,
these
I
and
don't
stage
think
these
there
here.
are many rules with cooking. Just
I just
try
turned my
it.
fire off. We'll let it
What's
just
the
naturally cool a
worst
little
that
bit.
happens? You have to throw it
We're gonna
away.
move on to the next
I mean,
step.
I'll give you a perfect example. I had a video come out. It was the udon spaghetti thing. Anyway, I get to go to edit the video. I think the dish looks like shit. So I'm going to redo it. But why can't I use udon noodles as spaghetti noodles? Granted, I got to treat them a little bit different, but who's going to die if I do it?
Now for the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and get back on my counter so you guys can see. You know exactly what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna do a little mixing, making the sauce, putting things back inside of this cast iron, because we're gonna get that garlic roasted. This is gonna be fire, folks. Now we're gonna leave all of the bits in here. Come here, let me just show you right now. If you guys, when you look right here, I know that chicken already looks amazing, but if you look right here, look, all of that there, and the fire's off, right? All of that there is my fine. All of this gonna come in, and play a key, spot in, building this flavor. All right.
Well, and Sweden's just as bad. They banned, I think it was Sweden, if I'm wrong on this. They banned auto racing in the country. It's illegal to do race cars I think it was Sweden. Because of an accident that killed a driver in another country. It's like, life is risky. If you want to live a completely safe life, guess what? You're going to spend your time in a padded room. Just watching television.
So what I'm doing is I started cutting these down. I just cut my baby potatoes, like this. Right?
It's called mitigating
I need
risk.
to get my spatula, but right now, you remember we had heat in here. I had turned everything off, but we're gonna use all of the oils and all of the fine in here to get this going. Now this is a big pan, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some more. I actually bought enough to cover this whole thing. So let me go ahead and cut some more, and I'll put them in there and I'll show you exactly how I'm cutting mine. Now, when you get these, they're gonna come all different sizes, right? So I just try to cut them down just to get them to be about the same size, right? So you just cut them any kind of way you can, but just try to get the approximate size meaning the same. Like, look at this one right here. I don't know how this one even made it in this bag, right? But when I get through cutting it, I'm looking at it. If it needs to be cut again, I will. Like this one here, I just cut it. That one too. And then we'll just throw this in here. And then we'll just continue till we get enough potatoes.
I would say generally for even cooking, especially with things like potatoes that are kind of a temperamental, I would cut them all beforehand and then add them, but that's minor.
In here. All right, so while we got our our potatoes, they cooking, which takes only about 4 to 5 minutes, right? So that's going. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and just add my broth. You want to get yourself a little bowl or something like that, right? I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I should have the right tool, right? Now this is my broth. I made this with some chicken bouillon. Made it myself because I didn't have any. That's a great alternative, folks. All right, so we'll get that going. Now we got some Dijon mustard. How many of y'all remember? I'm gonna date myself. You remember Grey Poupon? Hey.
Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
Remember that Rolls Royce pulls up, knocks on the other car in the ass? Do you have any Grey Poupon? Now I'm gonna add some yellow mustard. Now you only gonna need like a couple of tablespoons of that. That's enough right there, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and add, my honey. Now this is where it's gonna become sweet right? This potatoes and the chicken, all of that gives you the savory. This right here, balance it out with the sweet. And we move forward, folks. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put in, 3 tablespoons of this right here. This okay if you get a little bit more. I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. Only reason being, I put extra, potatoes, and instead of me doing 6, like how I put it in my recipe, you know what I mean? I went ahead and did. How many is this? 8, 10? All right, and now for the minced garlic. Look, this is a nice size garlic clove. All right, so, oh yeah.
Whatever.
At the back of the knife, run that along there, we good. I take any of the excess like that, we want to press it all. All right, so put this back in here like this. Yes, sir.
I believe honey is one of the immortals.
Now, grab my whisk. Now we whisk all of this together, right? That honey becomes a lot more pliable. And now you guys about to see just how it really looks. You know what I mean? Let me go ahead. Come on in here and take a look. And then you can see, look at that right there. Now, you see I got a basting brush here. This is gonna be key. Now I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in there so we can coat those potatoes. I'm gonna save some back. You know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. All right. Now, I think these is about where I want them to be. You can see how they pick up some of the fine off the bottom, right? Look at that. Now, if you would like, you can go ahead and give yourself a pinch or 2 of salt. These are potatoes, they will take it. But remember, we're trying to control our salt intake, right? So.
Those potatoes look fucking delicious.
Now that I have these here, I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in here like that. I wanna save some though, because we gotta go ahead and brush some of this onto the chicken, right? Now I'm gonna let this work. It'll kind of like thicken up, right? I just got a medium flame underneath the bottom. Well, look at this right here. You guys can see where we're going with it. Talk to me down in that comment section below and tell me, do you like what you're seeing right here? I know I do. Oh, and it smells incredible. All right, so as you let that sauce hit this heat, it sort of thickens up. You see that right there? Look how it's coating that. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my chicken into play. Right, and what we gotta do now is we gotta nestle this in here some type of way, right? So I like for my chicken to be on the skillet. So we'll grab it, we keep everything, the way we had it, right? Meat side down. You guys,
ooh, that would actually probably make a great pizza. I think I have a pan that's about that big.
getting the point.
But it's only one handle.
Where we going with it now? I know some of y'all thinking like, dang, AB, you always got something cracking or going on and, things of that nature. I do, all right? Look at this. Now, here's the number one question you guys gonna have, and you're gonna be trying to skim through this video, trying to figure this part out. How long does this take? Man, this is chicken, folks. When it's in the oven, it's ready when we got 165 or better. And because this is dark meat, and I got some people that swear up and down dark meat need to go a little bit longer, which it can. And it still becomes and stays juicy, folks.
Yeah, it can go longer because there's more fat in dark meat. So it doesn't, like chicken breast dries out quicker than a chick 3 months after she's been married. Dark meat stays wet a little bit longer.
Right? I'm gonna just say this, if it get to 180, you good. Nice, firm chicken, things of that nature. So we just move that over here like that. We're gonna add the rest of this in here, but you guys see where we're going with it though. Put this in here. All right, now I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna bring some of this over here. You know what I mean? Like you guys see. All actuality, just so I can make some space, I'm gonna put it here. Now, one of the things I have not talked about, and that is the fact that, let me go ahead and remove this from the fire now. We're done with the heat underneath the bottom of the skillet. Right, so now that we have this like this, you guys gonna like this part. All right, we got this, now we can put some potato everywhere. Right, Now I'm gonna use my basting brush. And remember, we saved a little bit of our
imposter
honey sauce?
Alex Jones.
Oh, yeah.
We're
This
gonna
is
have an
where we
expert
brush
on
this
here to.
And we cook this and let this caramelize on top of the chicken, folks. You see where we're going? Now,
Holy
talking
shit.
about it being budget friendly. You know, I'm like a squirrel. I get to talking, lose my train of thought. When it comes to the, you know, being a budget friendly meal with the price of ground beef the way it is right now, you know what? I'm gonna tell you how you can tell. I got an assignment for you guys if you haven't paid attention. Next time you're at the grocery store, go look at your meat department, look at the ground beef, and then look at the chicken. And tell me why they're constantly pulling out chicken right out of the back. It was probably frozen, but they get it
Jake's
out
okay.
there.
He hasn't
Because
uploaded
everybody's
anything
buying
for
chicken 'cause
9
it's a
days.
much cheaper, you know, item to buy. And it's good. And it's a lot healthier than the ground beef. I know that sounds crazy coming from me, because I do it all, but when you're making, you know, delicious dishes like what I'm doing right here, yeah. Let me get a picture of this before this go in the oven. I'm gonna pat myself on the back, folks, and I'll see y'all in just a minute. All right, so I'm done doing what I had to do to the chicken. I'm gonna show you guys one last time. Look at that there. Now we put this in here. Now, I'm gonna put this in here, and I know this is gonna go for 30 minutes, right? I mean, excuse me, I know this is gonna go for 25 minutes. So listen, at 20 minutes, I'm gonna come back and just take a look at it. And you notice how far down I have it? I explained that in the beginning. I don't wanna like beat up the top of my chicken. I still want it to dry out so it'll have some bite to it. Listen, I'm not finna over talk this. I promise you, I'm gonna let the video and the pictures speak for themselves. All right, folks, look. So these is ready. This took the whole 25 minutes, but I'm gonna bring this out here like that, get it out of that warm light that was in there. But you see that right there? And don't forget, I'm gonna keep harping on this part, budget friendly. All right, folks, look, it's done. I took a few pictures of it. I've been eating these potatoes. Man, these is good. So listen, there you go. Let me hold this up so you guys can see it. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of white rice, you know what I mean? But I got starch on top of starch, and then we got the chicken. I really should have had some vegetables, but this right here is a deadly combination because I can take some of that sauce and some of everything that rendered down in the pot. I mean, in the skillet, I took that and spooned it over my rice, and oh my goodness, we finna eat. Now, let me just go ahead and get myself, you know, cut me a piece. Let's go on this side. That's the side that got the bone on it. All right, so we just take it like that. Ooh, clean. Look at that, still juicy. I really didn't even need that. I should have just did it, you know, with my fork. Now I can take this. You guys can come in and take a look at that. Listen, it got flavor in there. Remember, this is dark meat, folks. Hey, you know what? I'm going in, y'all. Cheers.
I'd eat the shit out of that. Well, we've had 2 delicious videos. So now it's time to, well, we'll do this short, and then it's time to torture ourselves, or you guys watch me have an aneurysm because I'm doing Cooking with Jack next.
Contender for New York's best smash burger. Hamburger America is the creation of burger historian George Moats, who opened the spot after trying over 20,000 burgers around the world. We tried their classic smash burger, their secret menu grilled cheese, and our favorite, their famous fried onion burger. We rank everywhere we eat on Belly, and we gave them an 8.4. Come with us to try the latest contender for New York's best smash burger. Hamburger America is the creation of burger historian George Moats, who opened the spot after trying over 20,000 burgers around the world. We tried their classic smash burger, their secret menu grilled cheese.
Excuse me. The fucking grilled cheese looks better than the burger. Oh, God. All right. Fuck. Oh, dear God. Why do I do this to myself?
Welcome to the kitchen. Get
All right. Let me see if I finally break and just whip myself in the nuts with a car antenna.
ready. Let's go. It's Cooking with Jack. Put on a tasty show.
Hey Food Jacks, what's going on? Okay, today we're got our tomatoes, got our garlic bread, got our linguine, got our
So you're making pasta.
seafood. We haven't started yet, so we're gonna make linguines with seafood. Usually in the restaurant you get linguinis with clams. This has got more than that. So,
oh no. No, 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 no.
let me show you first how my mom taught me to make sauce.
Oh God.
My mom would start her sauce with whole tomatoes, or she would do a mixture of whole tomatoes and crushed tomatoes. Okay, so if she get the, what is it, Marzano tomatoes, she
Yeah,
would,
the San Marzano tomatoes from a can. Cento is the most accessible and I think best brand. Those are not San Marzano tomatoes.
she could.
The sauce is a lot thicker in San Marzano's. That's just me.
She'd use, let's say she'd use 2 cans, right?
Okay, 2 cans is
But she would
standard.
only season 1
What?
to the whole sauce. So that's kind of cool. My mom would never use garlic salt. She would use garlic powder or granulated.
Jack,
So I'm gonna put some-
that's a lot of garlic salt!
She
Or
liked to get
garlic
salt.
powder.
So let's put some onion there.
Jesus Christ! Dude, that's enough garlic or onion powder or garlic powder, whatever the fuck you just put in there, for a 10-gallon vat! Oh my God!
And whoops, that's a lot too. She never trusted the garlic.
Yeah, Jack had a stroke. Some people have backed off out of pity, but I think Jack's a shitty human being, so I don't care.
Garlic salts or the onion salt. So put a little salt in there.
Okay, how much is a little? That's more than a little.
When you do
Jesus!
salt, you obviously gonna do some pepper.
Oh my God, the blender will not crack the peppercorns! Okay, I'll be completely fair. It might crack a few. Oh my God, this fucking sauce is already fucked! Oh my God, what is this? And you're Italian!
So I like a lot of pepper. And now
I like a lot of pepper too. Even for me, that's overkill!
Italian seasoning is usually
Here's a thought! Maybe stop using big-ass spice jars for everything without a goddamn... Okay, there's these things. They're available even at Dollar Tree. They're called fucking measuring spoons. Buy some!
rosemary, thyme, and basil. Maybe parsley, but it should tell you in the ingredients.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, this thing is gonna taste like shit. The only way I would be adding that many dried herbs to a sauce is if I was making it with the intention of canning it. Oh my God! I think the most I have ever added with 2 cans of San Marzano tomatoes was, I think, 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Maybe 1. This is a half a cup. Because Jack does not have the finesse to do things by hand like that. Again, Jack, you can pick up teaspoons and tablespoons and measuring cups at the Dollar Tree. Please go there.
There we go. That's just one can, but enough seasoning for the whole pot.
That is, unless your pot is a 10-gallon vat, that's over-seasoned.
So we'll blend up the other can in a minute. Okay. This is perfectly seasoned. It will mix beautifully.
No, that looks like salsa. Not tomato sauce. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Bring the pot over here. Get that poured in.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
Because there's a lot of seasoning still remaining. There we go, and give that a second blend. That will pick up the rest of the seasoning that's stuck along the walls. Then bring it over to your burner you're gonna use. Turn it on low, like low.
That looks like the most disgusting pasta sauce I have ever seen in my fuck damn life. Oh my god in heaven, what is that?
So let's try that right now. Put on low. That's the basics.
No, yeah, it's the basics. How not to do shit.
To my mom's sauce, but I want to talk about this.
Did your mother hate you? This sauce, if she actually made it this way in your childhood, which I highly doubt, this is considered child abuse.
Just for a minute, okay? You could have pasta every night.
If you serve this to your wife or husband, it's considered spousal abuse. Your kids, child abuse. If you serve this to your elderly parents, it's elder abuse. This is a crime against humanity. This is what our government should do when we capture a terroristic piece of shit. And he's like, you have violated my human fucking rights, you piece of shit. Just literally say, we'll let you go. Eat a plate of pasta with this fucking sauce on it. And they're like, oh my god, I'll give him everything. It's Muhammad, he's the piece of shit.
With a different meat in the sauce. And it would taste different every night.
Is tomato sauce not supposed to be bright red? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just, I guess, a fucking idiot.
You put beef in here, it's gonna taste different than if you put pork or pig's feet or seafood. She would put different meats in the sauce and cook with different pastas, and it would be like a whole nother dinner. We didn't feel like we were eating pasta again and again because the flavor was completely different. Keep this on low till it becomes a simmer. The reason why you start off on
And 1,000 Italian grandmas cried in unison.
really low
God, could they beat them with their goddamn rolling pins?
is so that the seasoning can flavor all the sauce, has time to cook.
The only sauce that I remember being a different color is vodka sauce.
Okay?
Or if you add like Alfredo or ricotta to it.
Put it on low until it simmers.
Or cream. I take that back, cream too.
And then I will show you the rest. I want to talk about
Please don't. Please don't.
one more thing. The Italians use 2 different ingredients in their sauce to cut the acid so you don't get like acid reflux, you don't have acid issues, because this is highly acidic. they'll either, which I don't recommend, they'll put sugar in.
Yes, a pinch of sugar, but that's more to deal with the tinniness of the canned tomatoes. Not anything to do with acid. And whatever he's going to do is going to be horrible. Oh, God, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, and I don't even believe in those three.
Put, a couple of tablespoons of sugar in. But what my mom did, we used to put wine, Burgundy. You're supposed to put Merlot, but any red wine.
God.
We couldn't afford Merlot when we were kids. Burgundy.
What the fuck are you talking about? You couldn't afford Merlot. Merlot is not a specialty wine. You can literally go to Total Wine and pick up a bottle of Yellowtail Merlot for $5. It was cheaper when you were a kid. And you don't need to spend a shit ton on wine if you're going to cook with it. It just has to be drinkable.
It was a lot cheaper. My mom would use Burgundy. I got Merlot. We're going to put that in right.
I gotta think honey'd work just as well, but it's the amount. If it's gonna be honey, I would do just a drop or two, because it's just a pinch of sugar, which is about a quarter of a teaspoon. Maybe a half a teaspoon. Unless you like a sweeter sauce, then by all means add more. So if you're gonna do honey, just a drop or two.
Now,
for 2 cans of tomatoes.
So we're going to show you about how much wine we put in. We put in a lot of wine because it also flavors it.
Oh my God! And you cook it over a low heat, so you're getting okay. This is why the sauce tastes great to you. You're drunk when you consume it.
But the alcohol will cook off. So if you're worried about alcohol, don't put it in.
Yes, alcohol cooks off at a low temp, but to get the effect, it's generally over higher heat and used to deglaze the pan, not dumped into a barely active sauce.
Right away, it'll cook off. Thank you, honey. So let's, I got some Yellowtail Merlot. Hold on a minute.
Okay, so I don't know why you couldn't afford that when you were a kid.
Give me 1 second.
How Bordeaux would be more expensive because you got to import that from France, which is odd for an Italian household to use French wine. If I was Italian, which I'm not, I'm descended from the people that kick the crap out of the Italians. You'd use like a nice Chianti. Because Bordeaux is French. Oh, whatever. Why do I try? What do I do? Why?
Probably a glass or two of wine.
That is literally 1 glass of wine. How small are your... Oh my God, Jack. Yellowtail is not goddamn a wine-tasting wine. It's not one that it's like $150 a bottle, so you gotta spread this shit out. It's literally, your friends are coming over that day, so you just pull a couple bottles of fucking Yellowtail out.
But once again, it's amazing with the sauce. It gives a great flavor. The alcohol.
My personal thought, and again, you're supposed to use this in the deglazing process, which is after you cook the fucking meat. But anyway, if you're not a wine snob, just find a wine you like and just have that. Don't get drunk on wine, though, or you will pay the ultimate price, or wish you did.
Will cook off.
I do drink wine on rare occasions, but I usually only have one glass. Like, if I ever had to quit drinking, or I could only have like one or two, if I ever got to that point, I'd be like, okay, well, then I'm switching to red wine.
Fully seasoned. Now the acid's been taken care of. We can just let it cook.
Cooking one, it might be salted, but it is garbage. If you can't drink it, why the fuck are you cooking with it? I know it gets stolen sometimes by bums to be consumed, but then again, to get their fix, they often steal vanilla extract, which is about 45% alcohol, I think. And then they steal Listerine, which more often than not kills them.
Let it get wonderful before we add.
Jack, you didn't even stir that properly. What the hell is that red turd in there?
The seafood. We've been simmering.
He is not gonna cook raw seafood in this. Please, for the love of all that is fucking holy, do not let him cook. Oh my God. Oh, this is gonna be bad. This even looks bad.
We got the water ready for the pasta. We're gonna use.
That's not simmering. That's slowly stewing at best.
A big skillet to make the pasta. We got the sauce simmering right now.
I don't know what these... He's not gonna cook pasta in a goddamn frying pan. Oh my God in heaven. Oh my God.
Now it's time to add the seafood. I'm gonna make.
That'd be rosé. Rosé is like white Zinfandel. It's a combination of red and white. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no! Oh my God, no! Oh God, no!
Mixture of squid, mussels, shrimp.
Did you check to see if the mussels were clean? And the shrimp clean?
And scallops. Okay? So let's.
It is true that my seafood cooking game is... I'm way more familiar with land animals than I am sea creatures, because I live in the most landlocked area in the world, except for maybe Siberia. I know nothing about squid, mussels. I know little about shrimp. They like to be seared. But I know for a fact you have to sear scallops!
Shrimp and scallops.
Oh my God, this thing is just gonna stew into a tomato seafood medley broth. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ. I didn't think Strokes could look... Well, no, he's been doing this for years, so... Jack, how can you cook for this many years and still be this monumentally bad at it?
So let's put all that in there. We'll take a look. I love seafood. I may put...
And the sea hates you. These animals had to give their lives just to have their flesh desecrated like this. I'm not a vegan, but Jack, you are really proving their point.
Let's see. How's it look? Can we fit another bag in there? Probably.
You're going to add another bag. Oh my God in heaven. This already looks like shit. I never thought I'd say this in my entire time on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube getting close to 2 decades. Pray with me. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Please save us from this fucking abomination.
All right, let's get the other bag in there. Yep,
More liquid!
Get in. There we go. So I bought 2 bags because I ain't eating the pasta. I'm eating seafood.
Oh my God. I think the water level has increased. I think the liquid level has increased.
So Tammy just came in and said that the sauce looks a little runny. If you got
Yes, because you added a shit ton of water to it when you put all that fucking seafood in. Oh my God, why do you think every time I make pasta, and I don't give a fuck if I'm using beef, pork, chicken, or anything else, I cook the meat first? Because you'll end up with this, whatever the fuck that is.
because the seafood was frozen, there was ice in the bag, so it probably added water to the sauce. Feel free to rinse the ice off your seafood.
No, the goddamn... And that pot doesn't even look hot enough to cook seafood. The water is in the seafood. Where the fuck do you think we get broth from, you? Oh my God.
If it's too runny, let it simmer like this for an extra 10 minutes. All that steam is...
To cook this amount of liquid out, you need to let it cook for about 6 or 7 hours.
moisture coming out.
You don't even have a proper simmer going on. Hell, there is scum building on the goddamn top.
It'll thicken up. Let the sauce cool a little bit. It'll thicken up. Then apply it to the pasta.
Oh my
Everything
God.
looks good so far. Pasta's perfect. We're about ready to...
I don't even care about the pasta at this point. I don't give a shit. It's this abomination in the pot.
add the seafood. And everything should be good. So I'm gonna get a nice gut.
Oh, yes! I love my pasta sauce runnier than fucking chicken broth! I don't know what this is, but it is not pasta sauce. It's seafood tomato broth bullshit crap.
Top of it, bring it over,
And watch, you'll say it's the greatest thing ever.
and just top it.
That looks like what a zombie barfs up on a fucking plate of pasta. You've killed me, Jack. I'm going to kill myself after the end of this stream. After I cook dinner, of course. And maybe do another live stream on my other channel. I don't know what to say. I've never seen anything like this. What the fuck is that? God damn it. Fucking hippo puke looks more appetizing.
Add a little shaker cheese, some ricotta.
Add the shaky Parmesan cheese. And you're supposed to be Italian. God forbid you spend the extra couple of bucks. Actually, I think it's cheaper to buy the wedge of Parmesan cheese and grate it yourself.
But it looks perfect, so let's try this real quick.
I don't know why you wear the crucifix, Jack. You make baby Jesus weep with this shit.
Hold on, don't want to burn my guts.
The pasta isn't even... The sauce isn't even sticking to the pasta. That's how thin it is.
The seasoning's good. Try some seafood. Mussels. Perfectly. Try calamari. Oh. Just gonna grab it. Haven't had calamari in a while. Really good.
I feel sorry for the squid that had to give its life and just be reduced to this. I don't know what the hell GM Entertainment is, but does it stand for gross mulch? Because that's what he made. Ugh. But one more video. I can't end it on that. We're gonna go to Chud's Barbecue. Pizza on a pellet grill. This is from a year ago.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chud's Barbecue. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made these. Beautiful, delicious, cheesy, puffy, scratch-made, amazing pizzas on a pellet grill. We're making some pepperoni, we're making a straight cheese, and a lovely margarita on a pellet grill. Coming up.
Now, he's not going to actually make his own pepperoni.
This is some flour. Pat it dry. And what I got here is some Caputo 00 flour. This is a really...
I really recommend 00 flour. You can find it at any Walmart. And I really recommend, if you're going to make pizza at home, get the 00 shit.
high protein, really finely ground flour, which is perfect for making Neapolitan style pizzas, which is exactly what we're doing today, because I've always wanted to know, can you make a pizza on a pellet grill? And there are several ways you could go about doing this. I'm sure you could get away with throwing a baking steel on the top rack and cranking that thing up to 600 degrees and get some decent results. But lucky for us, Yoda Smokers actually makes a wood-fired pizza oven attachment for the Yoda Smoker. And this is it.
Okay.
You simply take all the grates out of...
Got your nice pizza stone, got your nice whatever the fuck this is. All right.
your pit, pop this right on there, and all the heat comes up from this side, right above the fire pot, circles over here and vents out the side. And I have yet to fire this thing up, but it seems pretty cool. Apparently it gets upward of 800 degrees in there. It's got a nice thick pizza stone in there, which should make launching and holding heat no problem. And if it works out well, I'm here for it, because making that pellet grill even more versatile, I didn't think was possible. You know, you can do everything from cold smoking all the way up to really hot and fast smoking. You can also use it for hot and fast.
Ooh, I love cold smoking. Especially cheese. Right now, I've still got about 3 more months, maybe 4, before I can actually smoke cheese again. Because the grill can only get up to a maximum of 90 degrees, and it's like 95 out now, so I'd be fucked. The cheese will start melting.
Fast direct heat grilling. And now you're telling me you can make pizzas on it too? Pretty cool. But before we go ahead and fire this thing up, we need to make ourselves some pizza dough. Start them going into our mixer with our water and our yeast, and we'll give that a quick little mix. And then in with all of our flour. And mix that till it comes together. And once a shaggy dough ball has come together, I'm going to let this sit here for about 20 to 30 minutes to autolyse and let all that water kind of absorb into the flour, making sure everything is nicely hydrated, and we're going to start the gluten building process. And after about 20 minutes, this is looking good. So now in we go with our salt. And we're going to knead this for about 10 to 15 minutes, a good long time. And after a nice long knead, out this dough comes. And just like that, we've got ourselves a beautiful smooth dough ball. So now into a bowl we go. Cover this up and we're gonna let this rise for the next while, probably 2, maybe 4 hours. 4 hours later, this is looking nice and big, looking a lot more smooth, and I haven't done anything at all. No stretch and folds or anything like that, just kind of letting this proof at room temp. And it's looking really nice with that bubble. But now we gotta divide it up into some dough balls. So out it comes. Boop, punch that down a little bit, and now we're gonna divide this into some 250 gram dough balls. And now we're gonna take all the seam.
I have no idea what the hell is 250 grams converted to ounces, because I make 6-ounce dough balls. Well, so about 8, almost 9, 8.8 ounces.
And tuck them to the underside, giving us a nice taut ball, making sure to pinch close any openings on the bottom. Give it some shaping on the table here. And just like that, a beautiful looking little dough ball. And once all of our balls are formed, into a little proofing box we go. Any container will work for this. And this is nicely greased up so nothing sticks. Place the lid on top and park this in the fridge. And at this stage, you could just let these balls rest for another 2 hours or so, just because we just worked it all up, so we want to let that relax. And then go ahead and make your pizza. But by parking it in the fridge overnight or up to a few days, it's going to let a secondary cold fermentation happen, which is going to help the dough relax even more and add a lot more flavor. So overnight or up to 3 days on this, but we'll probably hit this on day 2. Hey, y'all, just wanted to jump in here real quick and let you know that this weekend is our annual Memorial Day sale. It's one of our big...
Okay, skip the goddamn...
Toppings for our pizzas today include some whole milk mozzarella, freshly shredded, of course. We also got some low moisture mozzarella and some basil if we want to make some margaritas. I've got some pecorino and Parmesan on the side as well. And you know we're gonna make a couple pepperonis, and these little cup and crisp ones are the best. So now all we gotta do is bust out a quick pizza sauce. Start them going into a bowl with some Cento all-in-one crushed tomatoes. These are definitely my favorite tomato that I've tried. And if you live around here, you can get these at Randall's, which is the only place in town I know that sells them. And at Randall's, they also sell this Tillamook whole milk mozzarella. So I basically only go to Randall's for pizza making supplies. But to this, I'm gonna go in with some kosher salt, some white sugar, a little oregano, and a little bit of granulated garlic. And give that a little buzz. And just like that, our super simple sauce is done. And I should mention right off the bat that this is not a traditional Neapolitan pizza sauce. This is leaning a little bit more towards the New York style, but I'm not really trying to make authentic Neapolitan style pizzas today. But if you want to see that, you can check out my first I Got a Pizza Oven video. Those are really good. But today we're kind of doing a mix-up where we're using a Neapolitan style dough with more of a New York style sauce and New York style toppings, because that's what I like to make. And this sauce is really good. I've been making it a lot lately. Kind of want to drink it. And now that everything is ready, let's go ahead and get that pizza oven set up. And this stone has 2 sides to it, a rough side and a smooth side, and apparently rough side goes up, which seems backwards to me. So if anyone knows, let me know. But there it is, all...
I think the rough side prevents the pizza from sticking and then, of course, eventually burning.
Installed, very easy, not much to it. And because this is my first time using it, I'm gonna let it burn out for a little bit. So we're gonna fire this thing up. Boop, and cook it at 350 for probably about 30-40 minutes just to get all the factory greases off and make sure it's clean. So I just knocked out 3 pizzas. I'll probably put some B-roll over this rant right now. But what happened, that's been happening a lot lately, is my microphone got unplugged in my pocket, which is super frustrating and super annoying. And what I mean by that is this thing has got a little microphone built into it, but I plug a lavalier mic in because it sounds a lot better in the wind and in general. But if this gets unplugged in my pocket, then all the audio is coming out of this thing. So I just shot a bunch of pizza footage.
Trust me, I've had a few of them. Not with pizza, but because I shoot my pizzas, you know, there's usually 6 or 7 episodes for when I do pizza. It's always a big to-do if I invite a bunch of people over. And I've had a few where I've been cooking something, like I said, not pizza, but well, actually there was a burger, and the fucking camera, I didn't know it. The red light turned on, but the memory card was full. So I got the first part, didn't get dick for the second.
And made 3 beautiful looking pizzas, but it sounds terrible. So now we're gonna run through it again, which is fine by me because we've got ourselves 3 beautiful looking pies and I've got 3 more doughs. But basically I had this pit running at 350 for about 45 minutes to clean it out, burn it out, and then I cranked it up to 600 degrees and it's looking really nice. You can see the flames kind of reaching up and over. There's only 2 things I've noticed that I don't really like, and that's one, that I drilled a thermometer into this lid, so this door doesn't quite shut all the way because this probe is definitely leaning right on the top of this thing, so that's my bad. But you don't need to have this lid closed to cook on this anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And the only other thing that is noticeable right off the bat is that there's a whole bunch of ash that builds up in here, so having a leaf blower handy for a little clean out might be a good idea. But after firing the pit up to 600 degrees, I let it preheat for another 30-40 minutes until the stone is reading right around 500, 600 degrees. In fact, let's go check it now that it's been on for like an hour. Laser gun says, yes, 600 degrees. So pretty nice and toasty. If we go toward the hot spot, we're upward of 680 all the way in the back, 630 right up front, about 590. So the stone definitely gets nice and hot. And you can also cook on top of this thing because that clearly gets nice and toasty as well. Rocking at 521 degrees. So if you wanted to cook down a sauce or, you know, I don't know, make a smash burger on your pizza oven, that's an option. But again, I'm going to shut this down to...
That is something that only I would do.
Let that stone keep getting nice and hot because we got to build ourselves some pizzas. And as the technical problems continue, I didn't hit record properly for my little rant about the dough, but we'll get it on the next one. But for this one, we're just stretching it out, trying to make it nice and thin and nice and wide. And once the dough is stretched out, onto a peel we go, down with a little semolina just to help with the launch. And I was pretty nervous about this because I've been using a pizza screen for all my pizzas for the last little bit, which makes life really convenient, but that means my launching skills aren't getting as much practice as they could be. But we've had success so far today. And down we go with some of our pizza sauce. And again, this isn't a traditional Neapolitan pizza sauce. That would be made with whole peeled San Marzano tomatoes and just salt. And we use some different tomatoes and threw a few extra things in there, but it should work out just fine. Just don't yell at me in the comments, all right? Nice, healthy amount of
I've got my pizza sauce recipes and I swear by it.
sauce all the way to the edges. Definitely don't want to get any sauce on the peel. That will mess up your launch for sure. And for this one, we'll start with just cheese. So go down with a little Pecorino Romano. Little goes a long way with this stuff. Followed by some of our whole milk, low moisture mozzarella. And top that with a little Parmigiano Reggiano. Beautiful. You can always give that a little shimmy, make sure it's loose on the peel, and let's launch. Easy enough, in we go. Oh, beautiful clean launch, gotta love that. And because we're cooking around 600-700 in there, it's not nearly as hot as the 900-degree ovens like the Gosney's or something like that. So this is gonna take a couple minutes as opposed to like 90 seconds, but...
Yeah, but trying to replicate a commercial pizza oven at home is fucking insane. Yes, I know you can buy a wood-fire pizza oven for your house, but again, how often are you gonna use it?
It works out really well, and I gotta tell you, I am thoroughly impressed about how this oven works because that is just super convenient. Look at it puffing up already, nice and melty, flames shooting out over the side. But we'll give it about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, and then we'll start roasting.
All right, I have to go take a whiz. I will be right back. Okay, we're back.
Rotating. And just like that, maybe 3 minutes later, out we come with a beautiful, delicious looking cheese pizza. Like, look at that. That's a beautiful looking cheese pizza. Got some lovely coloring on the crust. Cheese is nice and spotted and browned and not too overly melted. Let's see what the undercarriage looks like. Oh yeah, that is perfect. That is crazy to me that you can make a pizza that looks that good coming off of a pellet grill. Never would have guessed. But I've got this on a wire rack so the bottom doesn't steam out too much. But come on, I'd take a bite of that. But we got more pizzas to make. So for this dough, which I'm now saying for the 3rd time today on camera, hopefully this time actually works. I think I let it proof a little bit too long at room temp because the day kind of got away from me a little bit with all the preheating and seasoning and all that. So these were out of the fridge for a really long time. So I think they may have overproofed a little bit, which is why the crusts aren't super fluffy, but they still look good enough. But flour on the table, a little bit of flour on your dough. We're gonna go around and start to form the crust and just kind of start pushing from the middle out until we get a nice 12 to 14 inch pie. And there are a lot of techniques for doing this, of which I'm not very good at any, so.
See, I like to do 9-inch pies. That just me, because, I don't know, it just stretches the dough budget.
Just do the best you can, kind of
push. Plus, I'm a big fan of, like, having a variety of pizzas and then not having everyone be full up on one of them.
Stretching, you kind of get your knuckles in there and just kind of pull it apart. A lot of gluten in this stuff, so it's pretty easy to stretch out. For this next pizza, starts the exact same way. I think we're gonna do a pepperoni for this one. So we'll start out with the sauce, a little pecorino, and some more of our low moisture mozzarella, and then down with a bunch of little pepperonis. I'm a pepperoni man myself, that's my go-to pizza, but let me know in the comments below what your favorite kind of pizza is, because there's a lot of cheese.
Combination. My favorite is Meat Lovers, followed by sausage and pepperoni, followed by pepperoni, followed by... Basically, as long as it has meat on it, I'm usually good. Veggies I like on my pizza are onions. I don't mind black olives. I'm not the biggest fan of green peppers. And mushrooms I just can't eat. Again, I think it has something to do with a medical issue I had, because I used to be allergic to mold when I was a kid, so I think that just upsets my stomach. Outside of that, outside of sauerkraut, I'll try damn near anything on a pizza. I mean, I've had a bacon cheeseburger pizza with shredders on it, and it was delicious, because they had the shredders when the pizza was cool enough to handle it.
Cheese lovers out there too. And once fully loaded, we'll go ahead and give it a...
They are a fungus, are they not? That's mold.
A couple more stretches just to make it a little bit bigger. All the weight from the toppings and the cheese and the sauce and whatnot. Make it a little bit easier to make this as big as the peel. And the only problem with not using the screen is I can never get these perfectly round, but that's fine, they still taste good. We'll go down with a little Parmesan on top. A little fry in the pepperoni cups. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Beautiful. If you told me when I started this channel that I'd be making pizzas on a pellet grill one day, I don't think I would have believed you, but this is working out so much better than I anticipated. Looking really nice. Pepperonis aren't getting nearly as crispy as I'd like, so I'm gonna dome this a little bit, kind of hold it up top. That way we don't burn the bottom too much and we get a little extra top heat. And just like that, out of the oven, looking really good yet again. Very happy with that. I love how
it's not a perfect circle, but fuck it, I'd eat the shit out of that.
Cheese isn't splitting too much, not looking too greasy. Well, I mean, there's plenty of pepperoni grease on there. And yet again, a perfect bottom. I'm liking this thing. And for our final pie, we'll do a classic margarita.
Okay, that's closer to a square pie, my friend.
Same sauce.
And again, nothing against square pies. Nothing against square pies.
And down, followed by some of our fresh mozzarella. A little bit less than you think. Definitely not as much of this as I would with the low moisture stuff. And then down with some fresh basil, as much or as little as you see fit. One final stretch, and to the pellet grill. Ooh, That is 6 clean launches of the day. This thing is good luck. And pizza number 3 is off, looking just as good as all the rest of them. And there we have it, folks. 6 pizzas made all on a pellet grill. We got a margarita, a classic cheese, and of course, some pepperoni. Now, because some of these have clearly cooled off since I cooked them, because it took a few hours to make all these pizzas with filming and all that, I'm gonna launch a couple of these back in just to reheat and kind of crisp up the bottoms a little bit. Then we'll slice on in. Looking nice and melty, looking like a good pizza to me. Let's go ahead and slice them up. Ladies,
Yeah.
would you like to try some pizzas that I made on a pellet grill?
Yeah.
Who the hell are those sluts?
So they're gonna be smoky?
I have no idea.
see.
Never made one before. And I just made 6 of them.
I'm
So we
over
got
for
plenty.
Some marguerite.
Going for the reet
My
first? All right,
fave.
I'll go for the reet.
Is it piping? Cheers. Cheers.
Cheersing food.
Hot.
Yes to the piping question.
That's a good sauce.
That's not bad.
Yeah, this is really good. This is probably your best sauce yet.
Yeah.
I know you've been trying to dial it in.
Yeah, I like this sauce. This is not a proper Neapolitan sauce. This is more of a New York style sauce, but
Well,
very flavorful.
I like it a lot.
Honestly, everything about this is pretty much New York style, except I used a Neapolitan dough.
yeah.
So, sure, I'll piss off some Italians.
Well, this is much more doable for us to eat. All of it.
That is good, though. I'm just thoroughly impressed that we got good browning on there.
Yeah, it's not
cheese is
soggy.
There's
melty.
definitely some good crispage, but like it's still fluffy.
There's a little less top heat on this one than the Gosney, so the cheese doesn't split nearly as much, which is nice, but you still get a nice good bottom on there. Pretty tasty.
This is delicious. I was so hungry.
It's really good.
Ooh, pepperoni is good too.
Yeah, I feel like the crust is just perfect.
Yep,
You've done it again.
gotta love a pizza night.
Mwah.
Bravo and pizza.
No complaints, not
Well, he'll be getting his dick sucked later.
too smoky or anything weird.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that they were even from a smoker.
Yeah.
There's not like any
No, I don't.
smokiness.
Yeah, it feels. I don't. I just like the texture. It holds together a little bit more than I feel like in the past.
Basil. Basil.
Bazo! This one's a little baby guy. All right, well, we're gonna eat all of this and then I'll be right back.
Yep.
And with this pizza crust, I think it is time for the official taste test. Well, it's about to storm out here, so she's too scared to come out, so let's go find her.
No, don't give your dog pizza crusts.
All right, y'all, and that is it. That is how to make some absolutely fantastic pizzas on a pellet grill. I highly recommend giving this one a try. You know, there's really nothing to complain about there. The bottoms were crispy and perfectly browned, the crusts were nicely colored around the outside, the cheese was melty, and the flavor was fantastic. And I know I keep saying it, but I am utterly impressed with how well that wood-fired oven worked. I was pretty skeptical going in, but there's really nothing to complain about, and those results speak for themselves. I'd say the only downsides I noticed is, one, the amount of ash. You know, I'm definitely gonna have to do a thorough cleaning now. 2, it could use a little more top heat, but you know, a little bit of doming will help with that. And 3, it ate through a lot of pellets. For this cook, I think we went through about 15 pounds of pellets. But then again, I did do the initial burn in for 30, 45 minutes. Then I cranked it up to 600 degrees and let it burn for another hour. And then I made 6 pizzas, let it keep rolling, and reheated most of them to slice up. So if I was under normal circumstances, it probably wouldn't seem that ridiculous, but something to keep in mind. And all in all, I'm super pumped that this pellet grill is now even more versatile. And if you have this grill and you don't have a dedicated pizza oven yet, I would 100% recommend picking this thing up because that worked out very well. But all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, let me know by hitting that subscribe button. Let YouTube know by dropping a like on this video. If you give this recipe a try for yourself, be sure to tag.
All right. Well, that is the show for today. I will see everyone tomorrow or later tonight. And good night, everybody.